I'm going to show you a few things about the 1/4 inch. This is a TRS connector, but it can certainly be true about just the TS. So we have the tip, the ring, and the sleeve, and of course the TS just has a tip and a sleeve. These two are joined together. This is the Switchcraft version, and this is the Neutrik version. I prefer the Neutrik XLR connectors and the Switchcraft TRS connectors. It's just a simpler design, I think, and I certainly use the ones that are pretty old. They may have some newer designs. We'll have to research that. But when it comes out of the box, this back part slides off. There's an inner, I guess it's not conductive, so it's like an insulator, I suppose. So it keeps the casing away from the inner connectors. And it has these little tabs. So the tip here is connected to the shorter tab. You can see that visually, and we can also test that if we bring in an ohm meter. I'll get one out here. If I touch my two leads together, they should make a noise. So on this connector, if I go to the ring part and then I touch this back part, I should get a buzz there, and not on the other parts. So that's the tip, the ring. So I can get that to stay there. The ring is the other side. That longer tab, and the back part, the shield, is back here. So on the Neutrik connector, it has the shield connected to the back part. It has the tip on this little tab coming out. And then the inner one is the ring part. And I don't like these as well because you have to kind of get everything lined up there just right. And the fact that they probably do make a smaller version, but this one has the back side of it is so wide that the connectors don't like to sit side by side. So the body width is a lot wider on that. And if you have some equipment, they bump up against each other, but these Switchcraft are skinny enough to make it through there. So the one tip that we do here is we modify this connector a little bit. I learned this off of David Carroll. When he makes connectors or does these soldering, he'll cut off that longer tab so that each tab is the same length. And the way we do that is, I don't have my cutters here. I have some bigger cutters. Let me just find them. The way you would modify this is you would simply take your cutters right where that bend is. And I'm not going to do this right now, but you would pinch it and then take it and wiggle a few times, and it'll break right off. And then you have both tabs exactly the same length. I think I might just resolder this one so you can see how to take it apart and then resolder it. This back part here that's folded around is the strain relief. And I used to not even do it because it's such a pain to get it to come apart, but I found that when I do it, the cables last longer because as the cable moves here, it doesn't wiggle these inside connectors, and they stay connected a lot longer. So we'll show you that. I do have a slightly different technique for doing the shield. The common technique is to bend this part down and then connect the shield underneath this another insulator. I just think that's kind of hard. So David Carroll had his guys cut that insulator off and just solder it to the bottom here. I typically, and when you do that, there's a technique where you can use your hemostats to, remember these have these little grip parts on it that holds it closed. You can use that to hold the cable in there while you solder it so it doesn't move around, and then undo it when you're done. So let's modify or take this one apart and resolder it.